And of course, if we break this level, it would be major, but very, very important. And I think that we would go as low as the mountain indicator, which is currently around $0.36. Welcome to the Crypto Lab. Today we are going to talk about XRP. The whole crypto market is going down right now. I'm going to explain why and share potential targets. We are going to analyze three charts: the 2-month chart, the big picture chart, and the Moonshot chart. We have a lot to talk about in this video, so without further ado, let's begin. First, let's talk about the 2-month chart. As you know, the close of the month of April was a big event in the market. Indeed, we had a monthly close below the 14 moving average that you see in green. And I warn you that this was a major bearish signal that we couldn't ignore. I wasn't very happy to say this, but when it happened, I told you that this was a major bearish sign. Indeed, thanks to the green line, we know that we can break down XRP cycles in two phases. Bull phases when we are above the line, as you can see it was the case right here, we went up. Here it was the same thing, we went above the line and we had a strong move to the upside. And bearish phases, as you can see it was the case here and here, when we went down until the bottom of 2020. In my previous video, I warned you that after closing below the line, we would probably start using it as a resistance. And I was right. Look what happened. We had the close below the line, and just after this, we tried to retest the line, but we couldn't go above it and we got rejected to the downside. So you can see that just right here, it was a point of resistance. And again, in my previous video, I told you that if we use it as a resistance, we would go lower than this, because this is exactly what happened in the past. Just right here, we closed below the line, and just after we had a sell-off until this low. At home, you can use this line as a reference because it gives you a very quick picture of what we can expect. This line is currently around $0.65, so keep this level in mind. I say it again, this line is major, major, major. So before thinking about being bullish again, we first have to go above the line. As long as we keep on using it as a resistance, it will push us to the downside. It was the case just right here, guys. We went below it and then we got rejected multiple times before being able to close above it. I hope it's clear. Let's move to the next chart. On this channel, I always said to never get excited unless we return above the bull market support in blue. You can see that here, we almost touched it twice, but we got rejected one time, 2 times from it. If you are an early follower, you know that we talked about this cross multiple months in advance, and we said that this was a major event for XRP because in the past, when we crossed the bull market support and we went down, we started using it as a resistance and it pushed us down further every time, as you can see, until making this very low of XRP in 2020. So we couldn't ignore this fact. That's why I always kept this cross on all my analysis in my previous videos. You can check it. You will see that we always talked about this cross as being a very bearish sign. Then we used it as a resistance 2 times before crossing the 180 weeks moving average just right here. In January, it was a strong support that pushed us up to the upside. It was very good, but we stayed level-headed. You see that we had the red circle, and in the past, every time we touched it, we got rejected to the downside. And when we touched it in March, I said, be careful, because this was a strong resistance in the past. And as you can see, we got rejected to the downside. Now, what can we say? I am using the same analysis, but this time I am on the Poloniex chart because it gives us better result using this exponential moving average. And as you can see, this is the 158 exponential moving average that we used as a strong support just right here. But when we had a close below it, we started going down and using it as a resistance. So right now we know that we had a close below the exponential moving average, so we could expect a strong move to the downside. And now it wouldn't be a surprise to try to retest this exponential moving average at some point and using it as a resistance. So what can we expect from now? As I said, the mountain indicator is the perfect buying price because as you can see, it was a perfect touching point before going up. Here again, we touched it before having this strong move to the downside, and here we have the very bottom of XRP in 2020. Here we have the SEC sell-off. Here again we touched it. Here again we touched it. So you see that this indicator is a very strong buy signal before having a move to the upside. So right now this indicator is around $0.36 to $37. So keep an eye on this level. It could be a good opportunity to buy XRP. Does it mean that we will go that far? I don't know. I have no crystal ball. I just know that if we do, it's a good buying opportunity. That said, it's just my opinion. I'm not your financial advisor. I repeat again, I'm not your financial advisor. Despite all my very accurate analysis and predictions, I'm just a guy, trying to observe the market, but at the end of the day, the market is always right. So make your own decisions at your own risks. I hope it's clear. Now we can move to what could be some good news for you. We will move to the next analysis, the Moonshot chart. As you know, this chart is critical because you know that when the yellow line goes below the green line, it's a bearish signal. And when we go above it, it's a bullish signal, of course. In the past, after the strong move to the downside, you can see that we prevent the cross from happening between the yellow line and the green line, and that's why we had a strong moonshot to the upside. And from the yellow line perspective, you see that we went to touch the green line, but then we had a bounce to the upside thanks to this candle that was a moonshot, guys. After this, we had a real cross that pushed the market down further. Why is this cross so powerful? Look what happened here. The price was going up, so we could thought that this was a strong reversal of the market after this strong move to the downside, that the market was slowly starting going up like this. But look, even if the price was going up, you can see the yellow line was starting going up also, but we were still below the green line. So from the yellow line perspective, we were below the green line. We went to test the green line, but we got rejected from it with no cross, and we had another move to the downside. Do you think it's a coincidence? Absolutely not. Every time that we are about to have a cross, there is a major reversal or a major move in the market. You can see it here. You can see it here also when the market had a reversal, and you can see it here also, right? When we had this strong move to the upside. We will talk about this bullish case in a minute, but right now what you have to understand is that if the yellow line had gone above the green line, this uptrend would have continued, okay? But it didn't, and we got rejected from it. So this cross removed the noise from the market. It removed the false signal, okay? Because this was a false signal, making us believe that the market would have gone up, but it didn't, guys. In 2016, it was exactly the same thing. As you can see, the price went up. We went above the green line with the price, but the yellow line was still below the green line. And as you can see, we had a reversal until making this very low before the moonshot of XRP. Okay guys, we will go back to the moonshot chart soon, but while I was recording the video, we touched the mountain indicator just at the price that I announced earlier in the video. It's amazing, guys. So now we will see if we have a moonshot from this, if the price is able to have a nice bounce. You can see how precise this was. We went to touch it perfectly and we start having a bounce. And again, I repeat it, it was the case here, 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 and here, and even earlier in the past. This is amazing, guys. So you see in live and direct how accurate this indicator is, and I can't believe this. So now I hope that we will have a nice bounce. We can go back to the moonshot chart. So after this little break that was amazing, you can see that what officialized the bull run of XRP was the cross between the yellow line and the green line. And once we had the cross, the rest was history. Then you can see that it was the same thing just right here, because we had a cross, we had a moonshot, and despite the sell-off that we have just right here, the yellow line didn't go below the green line, and we have a nice reversal of the market. So again, this was a very false signal. And thanks to the yellow line, we were able to spot this false signal because we didn't have any cross between the two lines, and we went up to make a higher high. So now let's take a look at the current situation. We are very close to have a cross between those two lines. So we will know very soon if the market wants to go up or down. Right now, the market is pretty bearish, we all know it. But everything can change in the blink of an eye. Look in 2018, how far we were from the cross, okay? We went down and we were very far away from the green line. But in just 1 week, we prevent the cross from happening. Today, we are again very far away from the green line, but in just a few weeks, we could prevent the cross from happening this time again. Of course, there is no guarantee, but if the market has to go up, it's right now. In addition, we had a strong sell-off making us test the mountain indicator again. I repeat it because it was amazing. I watched it live, and as you can see, we touched it, so we can go up. This is definitely possible. I really believe that we will have a strong move to the upside for two reasons. First, with the mountain indicator, of course, because we tested it. So right now we can go up. And with this cross about to happen, this is the perfect opportunity for XRP to have a reversal and preventing this cross from happening. I know it sounds crazy, but it's really possible. So again, this is not financial advice. We should know pretty soon what the market wants to do. If we do have a cross, this bear market could last a very long time. So now let's wait to see if I'm right or not. But this was a major level that we tested with the mountain indicator. So I really think that we will have a strong move to the upside. It doesn't mean that we will reverse the trend like this, but it definitely means that we should get a bounce. Let me know what you think about my analysis. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That's all for today's, and as always, time will tell.